Hello student. In today's session we will discuss about the diffusion in solid, means diffusion bonding, or how the diffusion bonding procedure will work. What is the procedure for diffusion welding? What are the applications of the diffusion welding? What are the parameters which are considered while doing the diffusion welding? That all things we will discuss here. Diffusion bonding is a solid state welding technique wherein coalescence of the flying surface is produced by application of the pressure and temperature to carefully cleaned and mated metal surface so that they actually grow together by atomic diffusion. Means in a diffusion bonding process or diffusion welding process, first of all it is a solid state welding process. Means temperature that we are providing here is below the melting point of the base material, and in which two things are necessary. That is, first one is the pressure and the temperature. Means these two things are very important for the diffusion welding. And here the surface is clean. The surface where we want to make welding, we need to clean it before the welding, and then after that we will apply some temperature and the pressure as per the properties of the base material. And generally the temperature that we are providing here is up to 50 to 70% of the melting point, and in some cases it goes up to the 90% of the melting point. Okay, the process does not involve microscopic deformation or relative motion of the parts. The process can join either like or dissimilar metals with or without use of another material between. Means generally in a diffusion welding process filler material is not used, but in some applications filler material may be used, or as per our requirement we can use filler material or we avoid the filler material. By using a diffusion bonding process or diffusion welding, we can join the similar as well as dissimilar metals also. Okay, so this is the procedure of the diffusion bonding. Theory of the diffusion welding. Diffusion welding process involves the two steps. Any surface to be diffusion welded is never extremely smooth. It has number of peaks, points and valley moreover the surface may have. Means if we consider the any plane surface, any surface does not have the, it is not exactly smooth. It has some peaks and valleys. If we take the example of the glass also, the glass surface is not as ideally smooth. It has some peaks and it has some valleys on its surface, and we use that valleys and the surface, or we take the advantages of these valleys and the surfaces for welding purposes. Okay, so main principle or main things in a diffusion welding is that we require some valleys and the peak in on the surface of the metal or surface of the base material, and that we can use, or we use that valleys and the peak points to make the diffusion welding. Okay, so what is the purpose to clean the surface? If we see, we require the clean of the surface, or before going to do the diffusion welding we need to clean the surface. While cleaning, these valleys and the peaks points also get removed. Okay, so we can say what is the purpose of this cleaning? Because for diffusion welding purposes valleys and the peak points are very important, and while cleaning we are removing that valleys and the peak points. But while cleaning we are removing the oxide layer, we are removing the oil, grease and dust, and we are removing the absorbed gas and the moisture. So what is, because if these oxide layers or oil or grease or dust if present on a surface, then it will affect on a weld quality. It affects on a weld quality, and the weld surface get, means there is a defects will be a form at the welded joint. So that purposes we need to clean the surface. Okay. Okay, so these are the main requirements for the diffusion welding. First step, what is the first stage in this welding process? The first stage is to achieve the initiate metal to metal contact. Means we need to make the metal to metal contact of the two pieces to be a diffusion welded. This is done by the application of the pressure that deforms the substrate roughness and disturb and disappear the above mentioned layer and the contaminated. Means the two layer or two surfaces that we want to weld together, we will apply some pressure on it, and due to this application of the pressure, these are get closely together each other. While applying the pressure, we apply pressure in a range of 350 to 700 kg per centimeter square. So this amount of pressure we are applying in a diffusion welding. The second stage involves a diffusion and the grain growth to complete weld and ultimately eliminate the interface formed in a previous stage. The second stage induces the complete metallic bonding across the area of the contact. In order to increase the diffusion rate, moderate heating and the temperature is used. Means in a diffusion welding, we apply the temperature, and the temperature in a range of 50% to 70% of the melting point of the base material, and in some cases it is up to the 90% of the base material. Why we applying this temperature? Because due to application of this temperature, it increase the diffusion rate. So that's we are applying the high pressure, or we are applying a temperature in the diffusion welding. See here, this is a schematic diagram where the two workpiece, it's A and B, are clamped together by the fixture and force is applied on it. And here this shows that we are using this electric resistance for a heating purposes. As we know that if the resistance is present, then heat is produced, and here for heating purposes we are using electric resistance. We can use any source to increase the temperature. We can use a furnace also, or we can use a ED current method also, or we can use a resistance also. So for any purpose, the main aim is to provide the heat, or we increase the temperature. So we can increase the temperature by any methods, and after that we are applying the pressure and diffusion will be done. These images shows the microstructure or microscopic view in a diffusion welding. Initiate the point contact. Initially the two surfaces are in a contact and they have a contact here. After that we are applying the pressure. Due to the application of the pressure, the gap between these two goes on reducing, yielding, and the creep leading to the reduce the voids. Means due to the application of the pressure, this gap is get reducing. After that, final yielding and the creep. After the final yielding and creep, if we see here are some voids are also present. Okay, some voids are also present in a third stage. Then in a fourth stage, continued vacancies, diffusion, leaving a few small voids. After that, we are providing some temperature and pressure also. And at the end of stage E or in the stage 5, bonding is completed. Means to make the complete proper joint or a strength joint, we require to increase the temperature also and increase the pressure also. So this image will show the step by step procedure of the diffusion bonding or diffusion bonding process. Diffusion bonding methods, these are not in our syllabus, so we will skip here. diffusion bonding parameters. What are the parameters that affects on a diffusion welding? The first one is the pressure, second one is the temperature, and the third one is the time. The time for which we are keeping this pressure and the temperature while the welding. And some other parameters are also affects on the diffusion bonding, in which surface preparation, metallurgical factor, and use of the interlayer. Means we are using the interlayer for as a filler material, or if we want to join the more than two plates together, then these can also affect on the weld. Okay, so we will discuss one by one. Here, pressure. The first things that we have to consider while diffusion bonding, the first one is it assures the consistency of the bond formation. The initial deformation phase of the bond formation is directly affected by the intensity of the pressure applied. For any given time temperature value, increase the pressure invariably result in a better joint. However, increase the pressure require the costlier equipments. Means pressure is very important in a case of diffusion welding, because due to the pressure, if we see in this diagram, due to the pressures only, the voids between the two surfaces are get close together, and the small voids which are present after applying the pressure also, this can removed by the use of the temperatures. Okay, so temperature is a very important in a case of diffusion bonding, and the amount of pressure will be depend on the properties of the material and the time for which we are applying this pressure. To apply the pressure, because pressure range is very high in a case of diffusion bonding, that's why we require a very high amount of high costly equipments are required to apply the pressure. Okay, so this is the first factor. The second factor is the temperature. So it serves the important function of increasing the surface energy. Temperature affects plasticity, diffusivity, oxides solubility, allotropic transformation, recrystallizations. Okay, the temperature must be a control to promote or avoid these factors as desired. Generally, increasing the temperature shortens the diffusion welding cycle and improves the economy of the diffusion. Diffusion welding temperature usually range from 0.55 to 0.90 of the melting point of the base material. Means what is the purpose of the temperature is to reduce the welding cycle time. As we increase the temperature, then welding cycle time will get reducing. If we reduce the welding or if we reduce the temperature, then it will increase the welding cycle time, but the temperature will not beyond the melting point of the base material. The temperature of the base material should be below the melting point, because as a diffusion welding is a solid state welding process, so temperature in a case of diffusion welding, we are providing the temperature in a range up to the 50% to 70% of the melting point of the base material, but in case we can increase it up to the 90% of the base material. Next one is the time. The time is dependent process parameter, and increase in the temperature shorten the time. As we increase the temperature of the base material, then the time required for welding cycle goes on reducing, and if we reduce the temperature, then time required for welding cycle will be increased. So this time is in a range of few minutes to several hours also, so it is depend on the temperature and the pressure that we are applying. So time is also main factor which affects on a welding process. Surface preparation. As we discussed, surface preparation is very necessary for welding, any welding purposes, because if dust, scale or any grease or oil will present on a surface of the weld base material, then it will produce the defects, and distortion in a welded joint. So surface preparation is very essential in a case of welding process. So how we can prepare the surface? We can remove the dust, grease, oils and other contaminated that are present on a surface of the base material by use of the chemicals or by any other processes, and we can make the surface smooth by using a machining process. So these are the things we have to consider while the welding process. So it is also one most important parameter while welding procedure. Then metallurgical factors. Metallurgical factors are also affects on quality of the weld, and it will gives the idea about which parameter we have to control and how we can set the parameter. Suppose if we want to join the two base material which are made up of the aluminum alloy, and if we consider the aluminum alloy, then we have to consider the temperature. What is the melting point of the temperature, and according to that we can adjust the temperature while welding process. Similarly, we can adjust the pressure also and the time factors also. Okay, and if we consider the base material which is made up of the steel, and if we want to join this, then in this case also we need to consider the temperature, pressure and the time. Okay, so in a case of aluminum alloy, this temperature and pressure should be low, but as compared to the in a case of steel. So these factors are also affects on a metallurgical factors. This affects on a weld process parameter. Okay, use of the interlayer, it differing from the base material being joined by growing in a diffusion welding. An interlayer is a lower strength intermediate or a one containing diffusive element. An interlayer solve the alloying compatibility problem when joining the dissimilar metals. Also, it being soft, confined deformation to itself, and thus minimize the distortion of the workpiece when the process is when pressed to contact. The interlayer may however give rise or decrease the strength of stability. The most common interlayer material used at this time are titanium, nickel and the silver. What is the use of interlayer in this case? The interlayer is the filler material. If we apply the filler material in a case of two dissimilar material, the purpose of the filler material is that it is used to join or to fill the gap between the two surfaces, and the properties of the filler material or interlayer should be same that of the base material, or it may be in intermediate between two base material. Means if we are using or we want to join the copper alloy and the aluminum alloy together, then the intermediate or the interlayer we are using or filler material we are using having the property between the aluminum alloy and the copper alloy. Okay, so this is the properties of the interlayer should we have to consider while the welding process. Materials diffusion bonding. Which are the materials or we can join by the diffusion bond? Means which are the material for which we can preferably use the diffusion bonding welding process. So these are the titanium alloy, zirconium alloy and the nickel base alloy. So these are the some materials or alloys that can be effectively joined by the diffusion bonding. Advantages of the diffusion bonding: the welded having essentially a same physical, chemical and mechanical property as the base material can be produced. Means the physical, mechanical and chemical properties of the base material has not changed in the case of diffusion bonding, because the temperature that we are providing is not very high, and in some cases we are not using it filler material also. That's why the chemical, physical and mechanical properties of the base material has not changed in a case of diffusion bonding. Heat treating operation can be incorporated during the bonding cycle. Means heat treatment, if we consider heat treatment process, in a heat treatment process the temperature is very high, but in case of this process the temperature is low. That's why these are these factors will not affect on the welding process. Continuous leak tight weld can be a form. Continuous weld and the leak tight weld we can obtain by the diffusion welding. The process is well suited for welding the dissimilar metals and the ceramics. Means as we discuss, we can use this process for dissimilar metals also and similar metals also, but it is well suited for dissimilar metals and the ceramics. Numerous weld can be made simultaneously. Means number of weld we can make the simultaneously as per our requirement. Okay, means at a time we can make the weld 2 or 3 weld at a time. More than one weld can be easily obtained in a diffusion welding. Weldability is largely independent of the material thickness. Means this weldability will not depend on the thickness of the material, it will depends on the properties of the material. Okay, so these are some advantages of the diffusion bonding. Limitations of the diffusion bonding. The major difficulty in a removal of oxides and the contaminating layer present on practically on all the metals. Means the scales or oxides that are present on a surface of the layer or surface of the base material, that are we need to remove for this welding process, and to remove these oxides is very difficult in this case. So this is a limitations of the welding process. Opposing surface must be mated in a size to within a few angstroms of the each other in order to achieve the satisfactory metal bonds. Means the two base material that we need to join together are, if we want to strong joint, the size will affects on a weld joint. Diffusion welding requires a relatively long time consuming thermal cycle. The time required for welding is high if we consider it in a case of diffusion, if we consider it with the other welding process. So time required for welding is high in a case of diffusion welding. With dissimilar materials, difficulty due to the time, temperature, pressure requirements are frequently encountered. Means in a case, this process is generally used for dissimilar metals and ceramics, but the time required to join this weld are less. Time required to join this weld are more because of the more factor will affect on the thermal cycle, that is temperature, pressure. All these factors will affect on a weld of the joint or quality of the weld. That's why the time required for this process is high. Diffusion welding is not classified as a mass production process. Means for a mass production purposes, the diffusion welding cannot be used. Okay, so these are some limitations of the diffusion welding. Now we will discuss the applications of the diffusion bonding. Fabrication of the reactor component in atomic energy industry. Means the atomic energy industry, to fabricate the reactor component, different parts are used in atomic energy industry, in which the components of the reactor, to join the component of the reactor, this diffusion welding is used. Fabrication of the honeycomb, rocket engines, helicopter rotor hub, turbine compound, etc. in aerospace, missile and the rocketry industry. Means in all these industries, that is in a rocket engine or in a honeycomb, helicopter rotor hub, all these compounds are joined by the diffusion bonding. Two controversial aerospace vehicles have brought diffusion welding into the light. Example, B-1 bomber and the space shuttle. Means these are the example, that is B-1 bomber and the space shuttle are the example where the diffusion bonding is used. Fabrication of the composite material. To fabricate the composite material, the diffusion bonding process is used. Okay, so this is overall related to the diffusion bonding process. So what we have discussed in today's session, that is what is meant by diffusion bonding, what is the procedure for a diffusion bonding, how we can use this diffusion bonding process, what are the parameters that affects on the diffusion bonding, that is temperature, pressure, time, surface repression, properties of the material, interlayer, all these factors will affect on the property of the weld. Then what are the advantages, what are the advantages of this welding process, what are the limitations of this welding process, and what are the applications of the diffusion welding process, that all we have discussed in today's session. Okay, so it is enough for today's session. In next lecture we will discuss the next part. Okay, so thank you so much.